A major crackdown in an unsolved murder case that's kept people guessing now for nearly 5 decades here in Western Mass. The victim, a 13-year-old altar boy found floating in the Chicopee River. Good Monday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Jordan Jagalinzer. Now we're learning the Hampden District Attorney was preparing to make an arrest in the case last week, a former Catholic priest, but the priest died. Western Mass News reporter Briseida Landaverde joins us live from Springfield with the details. Briseida?
Chris and Jordan, definitely an emotional day for Danny Croteau's family. Now, his body was found nearly 50 years ago on the Chicopee River right near this bridge. And today, they heard audio recordings from a former priest who confessed he was the last person to see Danny alive. Now, the district's office tells us they would have had enough information to convict him and arrest him had he not died on Friday.
I'm awfully glad that my parents will never hear this.
Bone-chilling moments for Danny Croteau's family on Monday, almost 50 years after the body of the 13-year-old was found in the Chicopee River in April of 1972. On Monday, Hampden District Attorney Anthony Gulluni announced the investigation is now closed after all this time, citing new evidence against former priest and convicted sex offender Richard Lavigne. He says his office was preparing murder charges last Friday afternoon, but Lavigne died that evening.
While they didn't come in time for Danny's parents to hear them, I hope that the answers provided today are helpful to Danny's remaining family and the concerned public.
Danny served as an altar boy at St. Catherine of Siena Parish in the 1970s, where Lavigne was assigned. Over the years, many people believed Lavigne was responsible for his death, but because of a lack of evidence, he was not prosecuted. But evidence in the form of audio recordings changed the course of the investigation. The Croteau family emotional as they listened to Lavigne admitting to a state trooper assigned to the case back in March of 2020 that he was the last person to see Danny alive.
I don't remember hitting him down by the riverbank, but giving him a good shove.
When asked why he gave Danny a shove, Lavigne responded,
because he was being, how should I say, well, for the same reason you'd probably push your own son.
Gulluni says Lavigne confessed
that he physically assaulted him there. And after leaving Danny there, in his words, and returning a short time later, that he saw Danny floating face down in the river.
Gulluni says with these recordings and a letter believed to be written by Lavigne would be enough evidence to make an arrest if he did not pass away.
As a prosecutor, I believe that I was fulfilling my ethical duties by moving for the charge of murder against Richard Lavigne based on the evidence we had, and I believe we could prove it.
Danny's brother, Joe, sharing at least some relief.
We're disappointed that he's not being brought to justice, but just like the district attorney, we believe there's a higher power, and he will face that higher power.
The Diocese of Springfield also speaking out. Bishop William Byrne tells Western Mass News in a statement, "I was angered and sickened to hear Lavigne's unapologetic admissions in the heinous murder of this innocent child. It is incredibly disheartening to learn that a priest, a person ordained to care for God's people, would have committed such an evil crime and then not taken responsibility for his actions. This is all totally contrary to the teachings that we as Catholics believe in and hold sacred." He goes on to express his condolences to Danny's families, especially his parents, who did not live to see his tragic death be resolved. For now, live in Springfield, Briseida Landaverde for Western Mass News.